Bianca, hi, Jim Delapine here. I'd like to give you some video feedback on how to improve your character here. I remember how enthusiastic you were in the beginning, and I'm noting here that you have a few things that you can improve with this. So I am looking at how the arms are disappearing. I'm calling them arms, and how the background is it's just there. It doesn't place Fred in an environment. So I want to give you a few tips on how you can do that. So um, uh, let's see here. You have clouds in here, clouds. So when you drag and drop something over, you see that it comes in with this little icon here. So what you want to do is simply rasterize that layer, and now we can work from here. All right. So what I'll do is this. To give it some kind of a surface background, I'm going to take this layer here. Uh, let's see here. I'm going to select the clouds, and with the move tool active, I'm going to click and drag up. All right, so right about here, right above the shadow, because the shadow, this bottom area here was going to be the floor. All right, so once I do that, I see that what I want to do is duplicate this layer here. But before I do, I'm going to hit Control A and go to Edit Crop. I'm sorry, Image Crop. Okay, so that'll crop out the top part of that sky background and make it a little easier. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control J to duplicate that layer. All right, so that gives me layer 11. I'm then going to go to Edit, Transform, and Flip Vertical. So it turns it upside down. All right. Now I'm going to click and drag straight down. So as I'm dragging with the move tool, I'm going to hold down my shift key so it comes straight down into a vertical slide. All right. So now what I'll do is hit Control A again and go to Image Crop one more time, so it crops out the bottom of that. All right. So now with it deselected, I'm gonna actually, what I should do is Control click on this layer here that I just duplicated, to put a selection around it. Now I'll go to Edit, Transform, and I will give it perspective. All right, and then I'm going to click on the left or right bottom area to pull this out. All right, it's not as effective as it would be as if it's like a pattern, but it's okay. I'll hit Enter. All right, so now we have a background that's it's a bottom layer, and it looks a little odd. But now what we can do is create an adjustment layer that's a clipping mask, which is what I had. It was one of the requirements. So if I select this upper layer, and let's go to Use Saturation, just for the heck of it, because that'll allow us to change the color. Since you have a red background, I'm going to change the hue. All right, so now we have, I don't know, orange. Okay, let's just say. But it changed the whole background. And it's because it's not a clipping mask. So this is one of the requirements. Remember the clipping mask that you created with an image that went inside your name? So a clipping mask attaches that layer to the underlying layer. So I would Alt-click in between the adjustment layer and the underlying layer. There. And now it attaches only to that layer. All right. So that looks a little odd, but I mean, you could change it at any time. You can go back there and double click on this icon here. I could give it any color I want. So let's just make it purple for the heck of it. You have the idea, right? And you can choose any of these adjustment layers to change anything. All right. Now what I'll do is go to the text layer. Okay. So the text, I don't have that font in my system. That's why there's a yield sign. But what I'm going to do is and it has an effect on it. So I'm going to rasterize this, all right? And then so that makes it, it's no longer text. It's no longer an editable font. And I'll drag this down, and I'm going to reorganize this. All right, I'm going to go to, let's see what I can do here. I'm going to put a selection around. Actually, I'm not going to reorganize it. Let me just pull it down. And what to do here? Let's see. I'm going to go to Edit. let's see, transform, let's try warp. All right, and if I click on this left bounding box here and pull straight down, all right, and then the lower right bounding box, pull straight down, I get this kind of interesting look. Okay, so I'll kind of make them match up. Whoops. And then hit enter to apply that transformation. Let me pull this up a little. Whoops. Pull this up a little bit. All right, so you got that going on. It's kind of interesting. All right. I mean, I'm really doing this just to show you what's possible. So now let's look at this. Let me hide this and see that you have lollipops underneath. Okay. So let's do this. Let's take this lollipop, bring it up, and I'm going to hit Control T for free transform and rotate it. And let's see here. Let me zoom back out. And let me just, before I do it, let me hit enter to apply that and drag this up to be a layer above. Okay. And now what I want to do is kind of interact this lollipop with the text, and I think this should be seen. All right, so I'll hit Control T here. I'll just position this. I don't know what I'm going to do here yet, but I'll just position it something like this. Okay. So now I'm going to, now I have this text up here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to Control click on this text layer. This is going to be a little different, a little odd to do here. I want to make it appear, let me just see what we can do here before I talk about this. Let me just make sure everything's in place here. Let me go to my paintbrush and just see what we got going on here. Okay, so I'm going to create a layer mask. Whoops. I'm not going to say anything. Let me just do it first because I'm kind of experimenting here. Okay, I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to work with this other arm. So what I'll do is I'm going to take this left arm here, lollipop. I'm going to drag this up to the top so it's above everything. All right, I'm going to hit, let me zoom back out, Control T to put a bounding box around that, and click and drag into to spin that around. All right, I'm going to place this to position somewhere around here, let's say. All right, let me zoom in. I'll hit enter to apply the transformation. All right, so now I have the lollipop above here, so I want to make it look like it's going behind the text a little bit. So I'm going to select the layer mask thumbnail, go to my paintbrush, make sure it's at 100% hardness, make sure black is my foreground color. If it's not, hit the letter D, or D and then X to swap it. Make sure black is your foreground color. Now you're going to paint on the layer mask with black with the paintbrush. We're using a hard edge brush, so all I got to do is paint here to mask it out to make it look like it's going behind the P. All right. Now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to create an adjustment layer for levels. That is a clipping mask. So as soon as I make it, I'm going to Alt click in between the layers. All right. And now I'm going to darken this stem here because it needs to stand out more. So I can pull the shadow slider all the way over, and that kind of darkens it. All right. But it also darkens this top part here. So what I'll do is select the layer mask, go to my paintbrush tool, and with black, I'll mask out that part so the levels does not affect that. Okay. All right, so now it's only affecting the stem here. See? All right. So now what I want to do is also mask out the stem so it looks like it's sticking out of the cupcake. Right where it is not good. So I'll select the layer mask for this whole lollipop here, and just with black, just click and mask out there to make it look like it's sticking out of the cupcake. All right. Now what I'll do is I'll select that arm layer and create another adjustment layer for levels. All right, and this time we're going to lighten up this top part. So notice it automatically clipped. All right, I hope I'm not confusing you. I'm trying to go slow here because it's a little bit complicated. So now what I'll do is I'll mask out the bottom part. Okay, well, actually you can't see it. So I'm going to lighten that. Actually, I'm going to lighten that and then drag over the midtones also, so I can lighten up this part here. All right, but I'm masking out this bottom part here. So now it's only affecting the top part. Okay, you can also create another adjustment layer if I select this for use saturation to work with the color. All right, so let me go to use saturation. Where the heck is that? Here, right here, in front of me. All right, so automatically an adjustment. It's automatically a clipping mask. Now I will change the color. Right, I can change the color to be whatever I want. All right, I can affect the lightness, the saturation, the richness of color. Okay, so let's just make it that purple. But notice how it's affecting the stem too. Why? Because it's not masked out. So with my layer mask active on the saturation adjustment layer, I'll click and pull down, and there you go. All right, so I want you to do that. I know it's a lot, but this is what it takes to move yourself forward, okay? All right, take care.